On Friday, the man accused of stabbing 2 hikers at Devilston State Park appeared in court.
Andrew McGann faced a judge just days after his lawyers asked prosecutors to remove the death penalty from the case. They plan to argue that the death penalty in Arkansas is cruel and unusual punishment. But ever since McGann's arrest this summer, the Washington County prosecutor has said he plans to ask the jury to consider it.
Yeah, the defense filed 19 motions last week, mostly dealing with evidence and exchanging records. A gag order is still in effect, so we haven't been able to get any comments from either side. The next court date is set for January 15th.
An Arkansas man will serve 25 years in federal prison for his role in a meth conspiracy connection to a white supremacist gang. Troy Lodeholt of Russellville supplied meth to members of the New Aryan Empire, or NAE. Investigators say he used a restaurant account where his brother worked to move drugs from California to Arkansas. Lodeholt pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute meth. His case is part of a larger operation targeting the NAE. The investigation began in 2016, and prosecutors have charged more than 50 people with racketeering, violent crimes, drug and gun offenses.
Well, in other news, the Arkansas State Library Board just signed off on more than $1.3 million in state and for local and regional libraries. The vote came Friday with almost no debate as the board approved its second quarter funding for fiscal year 2026. The Arkansas Advocate reports that this is the board's second meeting since the governor replaced the previous panel under a new state law. Members also raised questions about whether rural libraries should get more support, suggesting usage data could help reshape how funds are distributed. For now, the board says that it will look into that data while it continues its regular duties. Well, in Maysville, Oklahoma, the volunteer fire department is coming together in support of one of their own after one of their volunteers was involved in a serious motorcycle wreck.
Colby Amos, who was on his way to EMT school, suffered severe injuries in the crash and is now left in critical condition. Colby joined the department as a junior firefighter a year ago. Chief Kennedy says when one person is hurt, it's felt by the entire town.
Everybody knows about it. We stand together, and there's nothing like it. You can't get that in a big city.
The chief says the department is hosting a chili supper dinner on November 22nd at the Maysville Firehouse, with all donations going to Colby. And Charlotte, North Carolina is the latest city to be targeted for immigration enforcement by the Trump administration. An operation called Charlotte's Web launched over the weekend. Agents arresting nearly 100 people Saturday. Bradley Blackburn has more.
Cell phone videos captured arrests across Charlotte over the weekend, with agents pulling people from shopping centers and parking lots. Customs and Border Protection smashed the truck window of a man named Willie Aceituno, who was detained and released after he showed he is an American citizen.
Soy ciudadano americano.
I told them I'm an American citizen. I'm an American citizen, he said.
They're in our yard.
Nearby, a resident shot video of agents moving in on a landscaping crew as they were putting up Christmas lights, but no arrests were made. The ICE surge in Charlotte is being led by Commander Gregory Bovino, who was also behind efforts in LA and Chicago. Bovino claimed in social media posts many of those arrested had criminal histories. The Department of Homeland Security says more than 500,000 people have been arrested and deported during enforcement operations this year. On Sunday, protesters filled the streets of uptown Charlotte to push back on the tough tactics.
It's terrifying to pretty much know that at any moment a federal agent can just come out and abuse you just because of the way you look.
I seriously believe that immigration is a civil issue. It's not criminal. So this doesn't make any sense to me.
DHS says it focused on North Carolina because of sanctuary policies that restrict cooperation between local law enforcement and federal immigration agents. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, happening now, the State Department announced that it will designate an alleged criminal organization based in Venezuela as a foreign terrorist organization. The president said the designation against Cartel de Soldados will take effect next week. The group, along with other criminal organizations with alleged ties to Venezuelan president, are responsible for terrorist violence throughout the Western Hemisphere and for trafficking drugs into the United States and Europe.
It allows us to do that, but we haven't said we're going to do that. And we may be having some discussions with Maduro, and we'll see how that turns out. They would like they would like to talk.
Comes as the United States has stepped up its military presence in the Caribbean. That includes U.S. airstrikes on suspected drug trafficking boats in the Pacific Ocean and Caribbean Sea.